Cue retro chiptunes here, Shovel Knight makes its triumphant return on PS4, Vita, and Xbox One. It's nothing too new other than the additional boss from God of War on Vita and PS4, and Battletoads on Xbox One. Although, that being said, the lack of fresh content does nothing to deter me from shoveling some more hours into Shovel Knight's short but sweet retro romp. Shovel Knight captured our hearts last year with its 3DS, Wii U, and PC release. Nothing has changed. Shovel Knight takes inspiration from your favorite NES titles. The game takes unique stage music and boss fight style from Mega Man, the wall breaking mechanic from Castlevania, the world map from Mario 3, the town from Zelda 2, and the pogo stick mechanic from DuckTales, and many more inspirations in the minutia of the game. That's just what makes Shovel Knight so special. It blends together all of the retro gaming tropes we love without an infestation of fan service and cliche. Also, Shovel Knight can be so inspired yet unique. Many mechanics are, in fact, inspired by retro games, but it still maintains design integrity by being a unique experience on its own. You don't have to have played the myriad games that are Shovel Knight's inspiration to understand its strengths by itself. Shovel Knight is the first indie game to master the retro style, and it sets the bar high. Its extraordinary gameplay blends platforming with fighting enemies seamlessly. Let the shovel be your chisel as you pogo your way through levels with fluidity and ease. The game lets you use a shovel as a weapon, a platforming trophy, and a tool to make shovel puns. This allows the gameplay to do unique things such as the digging mechanic that Shovel Knight introduces. It adds a terraforming type aspect to the game, allowing you to destroy blocks of dirt. It's more interesting than it sounds, trust me, to create your own paths and maneuver your way through levels. It makes Shovel Knight something you've never experienced, and it escalates the game to another level of game design excellence. The platforming isn't the only thing that sets this game ahead of the competition. The combat is fun, fast, fluid, and intuitive. Fighting bosses is intense. You may have to use trial and error to find out the best way to defeat the 9 unique bosses leading up to the final fight versus the mysterious Enchantress. You also obtain an arsenal of relics such as a throwing anchor to reach foes above you, and a flame wand to reach foes from a distance. These relics consume mana, which can be found as a drop from enemies along with health. Every knight has a unique stage based on the theme of the knight. For example, Propeller Knight's stage has an airship leading up to his fight, King Knight has a castle, etc. This adds a Mega Man-style diversity and a sense of character and uniqueness lacked in similar games of the modern retro genre. That's what Shovel Knight perfects. It is retro and it uses so much inspiration from the classics, yet manages to feel separate and unique as a standalone experience. Another thing I can't praise enough is the music. Saying the soundtrack in this game is superb is selling it short. This game takes the retro inspiration to the next level and creates one of the best sounding video game soundtracks in recent memory. Jake Kaufman did an excellent job on the music, and it puts the game in a class of its own. It accurately creates the sound and feeling of an NES game in the parameters of a modern game. This game, perhaps, has the best modern take on a retro chiptune soundtrack I've ever heard. While you're playing the game, you can collect an extremely large amount of music sheets hidden in levels, even furthering the amount of awesome music you can listen to. Also, the soundtrack is available for free online, so props to them for that. The game contains 2 Zelda-inspired towns. The towns include shops, mini-games, and people that upgrade your health, magic, and armor. There's more fun to be had in the towns by playing mini-games and talking to the citizens and hearing the occasionally funny and always cheesy things these guys and gals have to say. I have to say, the story is cliche, cheesy, and awkward, and I love it. No spoilers here, but there's nothing too much to it. It's a cute love story, and it'll have you rooting for Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight may not be as grueling as the games in which it receives its inspiration, but it will certainly provide an adequate amount of difficulty at times, especially during the last few stages leading up to the final boss fight. You are also able to retrieve your lost loot after you die by picking up loot bags from the location of death, as if they were any other drop. This game also has an excellent New Game Plus. This, along with the excellent beat system, essentially gives Shovel Knight an infinitesimal amount of replay value. Despite its relative ease and shortness, Shovel Knight is a must-buy, especially if you grew up in the NES era. The game has a lot of charm, wit, and cheesiness, and the fun I've had with this game struggles to be rivaled even by some of the NES classics. I give this game a 9 out of 10.